guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, this content is a little bit different than what I normally post on my channel, but I'm hoping with wintertime coming around that we're going to be able to use this bad boy in some county hunts and deer hunts. I'm going to try and take y'all along for the ride. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. This is a Savage Axis. It does have an accurate trigger. And also as a combo package, it comes with the Bushnell 3x9x40 dust to dawn. But we're going to go ahead and jump from the back of the rifle and work our way forward, talking about some things I've noticed just zeroing in the rifle. I haven't got to take it out on any hunts yet, so I'm not sure about how it performs out in the field. However, I did get to shoot at some targets when I zeroed it in, and everything went flawlessly. For the most part, I will talk about some, I won't really say issues because they weren't really big issues, but just some things I noticed while I was shooting the rifle and messing with the rifle. So we're going to, without further ado, guys, let's jump into it. So moving on to the back, we do have a very soft, as you can see, I can move that around pretty easy by hand. Very soft butt pad, and it's actually, the rubber is actually just going to be this last portion right here. This is just kind of a hard plastic. Then of course we've got the stock, but I'm not really sure why they put the curve like that in. Because if you think about it, smaller surface area right there, curve, whatever. The recoil is not bad on this rifle. It's a 6.5 Creedmoor. So it has just a little bit more recoil, and I'd say a 243. That's what I did hunt with previously, and I can't notice just a huge difference in the recoil. The 6.5 Creedmoor has been kind of a controversial round because a lot of people relate it to a 308, and it does perform as well, I would say, as a 308, if nothing else. I won't say it's any better or any worse, but it definitely does perform great in hunt situations as well. But we've got the composite stock. It definitely, it feels like a solid stock. It's not like your typical cheap $300 rifle stock. It feels like a good stock on the rifle. And so moving on forward, we're going to talk about the safety. I really like the location of the safety. I've never been a huge fan of them putting them down here or anything like that. But, just click it forward. And as you can see, it does have a clear indicator right there for fire. Pull it back, you're on safety. Good to go. And so a lot of people don't know or may not know about the Accu triggers. It's something that Savage puts on some of their nicer rifles. And this blade is also something you might see on pistols. But basically, to pull the trigger, you have to pull the blade back, and then your trigger is able to release. If you pull the trigger without pulling the blade back, or if the trigger, say you drop the gun and the gun goes off, this blade, imagine it has like a little stop or a little catch up in the rifle, of course. Imagine that catch is gonna keep the firing pin from releasing. So doing that, it's just more of a safety precaution than anything. So I'll go ahead and do this. So if you pull, I'm not gonna pull the blade back, I'm gonna pull the trigger. So as you can see, the firing pin, sorry, I kick safety off there, guys. So we're gonna do that, safe firing pin, and that's what it sounds like when the firing pin does not fully fire. So we're gonna do that, and now, like that, so you can actually hear the firing pin drop. But we're going to go ahead and get that reset. And that brings me to one of the things I noticed when I was shooting this rifle, is that the bolt is really stiff when you get about right here, which it could just be because it's a new rifle, guys. And I'll let y'all know if that gets any better using the rifle. But we're going to jump up to the Optic. Like I said, it's the Bushnell 3x9x40. It's actually a really clear optic for, I think it's an 80, 82, 83, 85, somewhere around there. If you just bought the optic itself, just slap on the rifle, it's actually really clear, a lot more clear than I thought it would be. And it does have the caps over the MOA adjustments. But one thing I do like and want to point out is that it doesn't have, you don't have to put anything in there like a penny, a coin, key, anything like that to turn these adjustments. You can just turn them. I'm not going to because my rifle's zeroed in, but the clicks are crisp, they feel fine. It's not like you may accidentally turn it 2 clicks when you only mean to turn it 1. It's definitely stiff, good. I didn't notice any major, some cheaper optics, if you turn it 1 click, you'll get a whole inch rather than your 1/4 inch like you're supposed to. I didn't notice anything like that with this optic. It definitely seemed to be accurate with the click representation with how the rifle shot. Before I started shooting the rifle though, I did pull the entire scope off as well as the base mounts right here. I pulled them off and I Loctited the base mounts down to the receiver, because when you buy the rifle in the box, it looks just like this. You have to insert the bolt, but that's it. So the scope is mounted on. So I went ahead and pulled that off, Loctited it down, and put the scope back on. just to make sure I can maintain some accuracy. And it tends to help out on these cheaper scopes. But moving on, the bolt is, I mean, besides where it gets caught right here, it's really smooth when it moves back in through the rifle. I mean, it doesn't seem like it gets caught anywhere or anything like that. One thing I did notice is when I was zeroing the rifle, I didn't put anything in the magazine, which I'm gonna go ahead and pull out for you guys right here. So, do have just, it is metal. It is kind of hard to feed, but I mean, it is bolt action. You're not gonna be just firing rounds to this thing like a semi-auto. But anyway, guys, I would I would just drop the bullet in to the top right here, and I would try and slap the bolt shut. And it would kind of get caught sometimes toward the inside of the receiver right there, which isn't a huge deal. But if it never had any issues feeding out of the magazine, when I would put them in the magazine and then put them in the gun. So I can't complain with that. Moving on down, the barrel, good quality. Of course, it threads in the receiver right there, locking ring, all that. Typical rifle stuff. I do have a CV Life 6x9 inch bipod on it. I'll leave the link in the description down below if you want to slap that on. It works with any rifle that has a stud ring or a swivel ring on the forearm. It just attaches on, super easy. Just tighten it down. It's got a little screw. Let's see, you see that little dial right there? That's what you tighten it down with. Holds it on there. Don't have any issues with it moving as long as you get that tight. And I can't complain about it. So guys, just leave a like and comment if you want to see some more coyote hunting or deer hunting or anything like that, and you have any questions on the rifle. I'm definitely going to try and get some footage up of me shooting it, whether that be in a hunting situation or just running some different rounds through it. I zeroed it in with the Winchester 140 grain match grade, and I think I'm going to swap over to the Remington core locks, probably for hunting. So I'll make sure to try and take a video of that so y'all can see the difference. But if y'all have any questions, be sure to let me know. I'll catch you on the next time.